This video is just full of lots of love and all of my tried and true favorite products. So if I was asked, what is your favorite bronzer? It's here. What's your favorite blush? It's here. And I have a couple alternatives for a lot of the products. So like a little bit varying in price ranges, but I do have a lot of like hidden gems in here. So if you want to see how I did this full face of makeup with a lot of my absolute favorite products, just keep on watching. Okay. So this is actually take 2 of this makeup look, but I'm really excited just to get into it. And this is all of my favorite products, more like current favorites, but this foundation I have been talking about a lot recently, and this is the Maybelline Lumi Matte Foundation, and I'm in the shade 118. I do occasionally use the shade 128 for when I am tanner, but I'm basically using about a pump here, but this is like such a lightweight feeling foundation, and it's just such a beautiful foundation. Like, it looks more matte, but because it has like the slight luminosity to it, it doesn't make your face fall completely flat. And you know, it's a drugstore option, so it is going to be more affordable than a lot of the other foundations on the market here. But look at how gorgeous this is. I'm not gonna drag this down my neck too much because I always get makeup on my collar for these shirts, and I love these shirts so much, but I have completely wrecked one of them with all the makeup that I got on it, so I'm trying to be a little better about it. Look how easily this just like blends into the skin. I just have like some light moisturizer on and just gliding. Now another one of my favorites is this Makeup by Mario F4 brush. Gorgeous. It's double-ended, so you're basically getting 2 brushes in one, and just like it's like the perfect density where it's not picking up a whole bunch of product, like you're not gonna waste product, and it's just like so soft. It just makes everything blend in so much faster. I fold my collar out. That looks silly, but it's okay. I'm just taking a little bit of excess right here, even though, see, this is like pretty much clean. Just taking it down my neck. Because it's so lightweight and thin, like you can see just like my skin underneath. And I love this foundation just in general, especially for these summer months. I'm going to be using this like nonstop, and I've already made quite a bit of dent in this one. I have a lot of other foundations I absolutely love, but this one is just, I have just been using it nonstop, and it's just amazing. But my favorite concealer is Hourglass. This one is a pricey one, and yes, there are fantastic options out there, but the way Hourglass works is just beautiful. Now this one's like very, very full coverage, so I will use just a little bit and just a little on my eyelids to prime it. But this one, a lot of people with drier skin doesn't seem to like it, and I have pretty dry like under eyes, but I haven't had a problem with this. I just moisturize really well, and I haven't had a problem. But this just blends in beautifully, and I use the shade Oat, I believe, yeah. And this is the Vanish concealer, and I'll just dab with this brush just to get here. And a lot of people get a lot of creasing because a lot of times you're using a little too much product. That's when you get product buildup in those creases, and that's when that happens. So honestly, what I like to do, I don't really take my concealer all the way up to my under eye. You know, it's impossible to get rid of creasing. We all have lines underneath our eyes. That's how our eyes, like, you know, move. So just, you can do little things to minimize the creasing. And one thing is to not even put product where you have all those little lines. Now some will get in there, like I just did right now. But if I end up using too much, I'll just use the back of the brush and kind of dab on it, and a lot of the excess will just come right off on this brush. I do have a lot of like veins showing underneath my eyes, so that's where I'm focusing my concealer, and just like to the corner of my nose. Now a lot of people will get like cakiness underneath their eyes when they use this, but again, if you just hydrate really well, I haven't found that to be a problem. And that's even when I do use this concealer on other people. But look at that. It's gorgeous. It's a nice, beautiful, high coverage concealer, and it's truly my favorite. My favorite contour and like bronzer product is the Makeup by Mario SoftSculpt Shaping Stick. This one, I use the shade light to medium, and I don't use this brush. It has like it's like a denser texture. I'm just not really a fan of this, honestly, but I absolutely love this, and I'm in the shade light to medium. I'm not really a fan of the packaging because it feels like a loose type of like cheaper plastic. I kind of wish the packaging was a bit different, but I love this. I used to apply this like directly on my face, but I find that it can, I mean, that's fine, you can do it that way, but I like to just build up my dimension. So I'm just using the smaller side of the F4 brush, just getting it on here and applying my contour. Now this shade in particular is like a nice, like true neutral shade. It's not too warm, not too cool, so I can double it up as a contour and bronzing product. I'll take a little bit on my chin as well to make sure everything is kind of like evenly softened up. Like you don't want to have like a nice bronzed top half of your face and then something that just kind of like looks odd on the bottom half of your face. I'm just going in pretty lightly with this one because today's look, I have a lot of like pinks planned, so I really want the focus to be on that, but this is more to bring dimension back to my face. And then I've been loving the AOA Studio E111 brush for my nose contour. It's like a flat angled brush, and this is just perfect. Now I find that applying this with a brush is just a lot better than putting it on your face because like it's almost diffused, so you can kind of see how much you need. Like it almost looks like I could just leave it like this. I won't, but I could just leave it like this and it doesn't look too harsh. But I'm just bringing more dimension back to my nose. I'm not going to try to snatch my nose or anything, but I'll also get the bridge of my nose and right underneath like that, and just see. And I love the finish of this. This has like a true like matte, like powdery type of finish, and it's gorgeous. I don't know how this product does it, but I just truly love the finish of this. I also forgot to mention the crease, or my concealer brush that I use. This is from the brand Teoyall, so like Teo y'all. I got a set of 3 of these from Amazon, and it comes with 3 sizes. So you have this smaller one, a medium sized one that I like to use for my cream blush, and then a bigger one for foundation. Now this looks similar to the Makeup by Margaret brush, but this is a lot more dense. And I do feel like it hangs onto more product, but it's still a really good brush, especially for the price, because I got all 3 of these for $10. And I've been using this one for my under eyes religiously, and then this one for my cream blush. So that's also another one. I'll try to remember to link it in the below. I'm not an affiliate or anything. I haven't had the time to figure that out, so I earn nothing if you use my links as of right now. Maybe I'll do it someday, who knows, but I really do like these brushes, and I think for that price, it's really hard to find something as good as that. But everything's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do my blush. Now when it comes to blushes, I have 2 favorites. One's more affordable, one's a little higher. The Patrick Ta, like major dimensions, was double take cream and powder blush. I absolutely love these. Like you get a lot more pigment, which I actually do prefer more buildable formula, but I can show you how I kind of work into my brush. But I love these. Like the shade She Goes to the Gym is my favorite. I also have She's Seductive and like one more I can't remember, but this one and She's Seductive are my most used, and this is just so beautiful on like light to medium to like deeper tan shades. Gorgeous. It's like, if you just have to try this out, like at least swatch it and let me know your thoughts. And then I also love the Morphe Cheek Thrills. Morphe has been killing it with their releases this year, but I have the shade here in Blended. I do have a couple more of these shades. Gorgeous. And you get 3 products here. So you have like a powder blush, and then you have like this highlighting balm, which I find that doesn't break down your makeup layers underneath, which is fantastic. Like I feel like that's something really hard to do. And then a cream blush, which is like more buildable in pigment, so that's great. But I really do love both of these, and I definitely am going to be like, honestly, I have all the shades of this one that I want. I do want to grab a couple more of the Patrick Ta shade, but I do find my packaging gets stuck. Like, see, I mean, that opened a little easier today, but earlier I kind of nicked this. But for the higher pigment, so I'm taking that Teoyall like medium sized brush, and I'm dabbing. I took a little bit here and I'm dabbing it onto the lid. When I use anything on my clients, every person has like a palette, like a sanitized palette that I use, and everything will be done there. I just don't like to use the back of my hand because I feel like I'm just using product on the back of my hand, and plus it's a little bit less sanitary. So, but this one is my personal one, so I'm just using how I want it. But just taking this and blending this out, and look how gorgeous that color is. Patrick Ta, like the shades that the collection has, gorgeous. And I definitely am grabbing more for my kit, especially. There's so many different shades for so many different skin tones and undertones. You just have to take a look. Just give it a try. It is a higher price, but you are getting pretty large pans, 2 of them too. So like they're pretty big and you get 2 products. So it is a little bit higher price, but I think it's definitely worth it. Always do my cream products first, and then I move on to my powders. So now time to start setting. And I have 2 favorite setting powders. I love, love, love my Laura Mercier powder. That's just a cult classic. Everyone loves it for a reason. It just gives like a nice flawless finish, and it's beautiful. But it is expensive. It's about $45-ish. I guess it varies where you buy it. But recently I found out about the Wet n Wild Photofocus Loose Setting Powder, and I have been using this non-stop. This is only $6 first off, and this just looks like a filter under your eyes. And this truly does like waterproof my under eyes, which is fantastic. So I'm just taking my triangle puff, and I'll just basically go underneath my eyes. And see, I still don't have any creasing like before I put any powder on, and it's because of where I placed my concealer. But just pressing that on. I'm not using a lot. I just want to mattify more like the center of my face, because I will be setting my cream blush and bronzer with the powder versions of them. But I'm just hitting up all these areas where I have shine. I don't really have a greasy forehead. It's just the skin is just kind of tight there. But I'm also rubbing this in my eyebrows a bit so my brow products can stick on a little better. And then also my eyelid, just to prep them for my eyeshadow. I love, love bronzer. That's probably my favorite like complexion product. It was so hard to pick a favorite. Now, I love my Essence one that I have used since the beginning, and it's the matte bronzer in the shade, oh my God, I forgot. Chocolate Sun-Dae. I absolutely love it. It's a matte bronzer. It's a huge pan. I haven't hit pan on it. It's fantastic. Now these are something I have tried, the things I've tried over the last couple of months, and these just are my favorites, like even more so. So I'll start with Pat McGrath. Pat McGrath, these bronzers are amazing. These are the Skinfetish Divine Bronzer, and this shade is Bronze Dawn. I have 5 of the shades, I believe. Gorgeous. They just go on the face so smoothly. They're buildable. It's just, I don't even know how it works. Like you put it on and it literally looks like you're dusting on a nice tan. Next is Haus Labs. This one is like a more recent find. Well, I guess last couple of months. Not too recent, I guess. But the undertones of Haus Labs wins. The amount of undertones you see from Haus Labs, because you have more reddish undertones, more orange undertones, more like you see a great variety when you look at the bronzers. It took me a little while to find a Sephora that let me like swatch them, but for me I use the shade Terra Light Medium. Beautiful, so beautiful, and the finish actually looks kind of similar to my like really favorite bronzer, which this one is a better price than this. This is the Hermès Plein Air bronzer in the shade 03 Sahara. It's beautiful. Now, this did cost a pretty penny, and you get 3 tones. There's like a very subtle shimmer. It doesn't really look sparkly, but again, this just looks like you're just dusting on a tan on your face, and it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and use this one, but yeah, this was I think $109. And I think the selection for the shade range is horrible. I think there's 5 shades. I honestly didn't swatch. I think I just swatched 2 of them and I decided this is the one I wanted. But literally, I don't know why, like, you know, Hermès isn't really known for their makeup. Like when you think Hermès, you think of like their bags, their clothes, their other things like horse riding stuff. I don't know my horses. The quality of this and just how it goes on and feels and smells, it makes Hermès seem like it's a cosmetic company. That's how good this is. When I first tried this, I actually tried it after a really long streak of a whole bunch of bad bronzers, and especially like high-end bronzers. Like I was paying a lot of good money for those bronzers, and it was just like fail after fail after fail. Like I'm picky with my bronzers. And then I tried this, and it was just a breath of fresh air. I tried it and I was like, this is amazing. And even now, I still love it. I mean, just look, just like a nice, healthy glow, no patchiness whatsoever. Like any reviews I see of this, everyone raves about it, and for a good reason. Now, is this worth your money? If you're into luxury high-end makeup and you're looking for a good bronzer, this is absolutely worth checking out. But if you like to save more money and you don't really buy higher end makeup, I wouldn't try this, but it's beautiful, and this truly is my favorite bronzer. I'm going back to the Patrick Ta blush to do my powder blush, and the powder brush I'm actually using, I didn't even mention, is the Japanese brush, and I've really been liking this for my makeup recently. I don't know what this one's called. It's just double-ended, so I'll have like my blush and like my highlight on this side, and I have my bronzer on this side. I like that it's a little bit more stiff, so I have a bit more control. Typically, like, you know, bronzer brushes are very big, fluffy, but I kind of like having the control and just using like a lighter amount and just building it up. That's just my style. But I'm gonna just dab into the powder side, and I'll just dab it into the mirror right here and set. I know Patrick Ta does the other round, does powder first and then the cream, but I typically prefer a matte finish, and then especially for like summer coming up, I need my makeup to really last, and this is just how I've always done it, and I'm gonna continue doing this. I like to highlight and everything after I do my eye makeup, just because it's I kind of base the rest of my glow based on how my eyeshadow looks. So I'll go ahead and start on the eyes, and I've been really loving the Morphe micro brow pencil, and I used to say Java. This one I love. This is the deepest shade they have, and I dye my hair blue black, but I don't really like to fully deepen up my brows. This just makes it look like pretty natural. It has like a charcoal tone to it, so it just looks a bit more natural, and I don't even fully fill in my entire brow. I just fill in the sparse areas like the front right here and the arch of my brow. And I actually probably should tweeze my brows. It was so difficult to pick a favorite eyeshadow palette, and I love doing my eyes. That's my favorite part of doing makeup, but I have basically lowered it down to 2 products. So the Pat McGrath Mothership palettes, top tier. They're very pricey. These I think are $135, I think. You get pretty big pans and you get like a lot of product, but these are more of like artistry palettes, so a lot of the palettes don't have like the neutrals and warms. Like some do, some are made for those, but a lot of them are a bit more vibrant. You have different color stories and everything. Now you can create so many beautiful looks with these, but you really have to have like, you really have to kind of want those types of looks to try these out. Now there are other palettes from Pat McGrath I absolutely love that aren't Mothership palettes, but Mothership palettes is just something about them just makes me feel like an artist, and I just absolutely love using these, and I love the formulas, especially the special shades, and I'll kind of get into that later. But a recent favorite find of mine is these Morphe like newer, the 6-pan eyeshadow palettes. This one is in Love Bites, and I absolutely love it. I have a tutorial up using this. Gorgeous. Now you have these 2 like baked formulas, beautiful, especially when you use them wet, and they're gorgeous. Now there's some that I'm kind of like about for the color stories, but I really do love this one, and it's gorgeous, and I think the quality is amazing. Morphe has really upped their quality, especially with these matte shades. Like these feel really high end, and this one's $15. So if you're looking for an affordable like palette, and I know there's a couple more neutral ones. If you want like a simple neutral palette that you can use use the baked shadows to really create more glamorous looks, definitely check these out because they're amazing. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead and use the Pat McGrath palette. So I do want to go through a couple brushes before I begin, because I have been using the set like non-stop, but I have 2 from Sephora. This one says crease and this one says shadow. This one's really fluffy, absolutely beautiful to diffuse anything out, but this shadow brush also has a nice bit of fluff to it, so this blends out like so nicely, but because it's a smaller, like a thinner brush, you're not really dragging that shade all the way up to your brow. And then this is the e.l.f. crease brush. I haven't had this for such a long time, the words come up, but I'm pretty sure this is the crease brush, and it's like the smaller one. And then this one's from AOA Studio. It's the E148 brush, and I've been loving this to smudge my eyeliner on. And then the AOA Studio E123 brush, it's like a flat brush. I'll use this to pack on any shimmer shades, and gorgeous. And then this product, this is, well, the brand is Phi Lime. It's a brush color remover. So basically this helps in between like switching shadows, and it really just cleans it off. I mean, of course I sanitize all my brushes and everything, but in between like each look, gorgeous. Like just between shadows, like this completely takes it off. I have used neon green and then a neutral shade, and it hasn't shown up at all in my eyes. But I'll go ahead and start, and I'll use this shade to start warming up my crease, and I'm using the Sephora crease brush. And I'm going in with a lighter hand so I can blend, I can just build up the color, but I'm basically going to just start shaping my crease out. And I'm gonna go pretty dramatic and heavy with like all the blending, because I do want a more dramatic look where my eye makeup kind of melts into my face. I did a look with this eyeshadow palette a while ago on my TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, I believe. I may have posted on the shorts. But I used this palette and it was absolutely stunning. And I was like, okay, I have to create a YouTube video of that look eventually. And so here I am doing it. I do want to change things up a little bit because I do want to play with this palette more. But this shade is just so gorgeous to start building up your crease. I love it. And see, I'm bringing it all the way to my inner corner right here to my nose, almost to where my contour starts, and just blending that in. And this will just create that more like dramatic look that's just blending into your face. I'm gonna take that same brush and use this purple shade, but I'm gonna dab it on like one side like this, tap off the excess, and basically start deepening my outer corner. I like to dab first just to apply the product, and then I'll blend it out. But I'm gonna try to keep it lower. I'm not gonna try to take this color up too high. And then I'm gonna take a little bit more and do my inner corner as well, and then just connect the two. Pat McGrath eyeshadow palettes always have like a lot of pigment, so it's easier to go in with a light hand, because it's always easier to add more than take away, especially with a lot of the more vibrant palettes that she has. But okay, so the special shadows, there's basically, I think there's 4 different formulas that can be in a Pat McGrath Mothership palette. And the star typically are these like 4 like baked formulas. Now her most recent palettes don't really have that, and a lot of people have feelings about that. For me, I honestly love one of the shimmer formulas she does, and there was like a couple of them in the new Petalmorphosis palette. So for me, I fell in love with that palette, and I think it's absolutely worth it. But I know a lot of people do want to see more of the baked shadows, but it hasn't come out with a lot of the newer ones, so I don't know it's gonna come back. I mean, I'd love to see them, honestly. I'd love to see more of them, but I just don't know why Pat hasn't included them in her last couple palettes. I'm going in with the crease brush, and I'm actually gonna use that first shade that I use and start smoking out my lower lash line. But I'm gonna go in pretty heavy again, just to really get a nice smoked out look. This is why I don't really worry about bringing my concealer all the way up, because I apply so many other shadows here, you can't really tell that this under eye area is covered. Now it's different if I'm putting like shimmer products or anything underneath. That's when I'll use like a tacky base or anything to get that to pop. But there's no need to bring your concealer like all the way up here for most makeup looks. And then going in with that deeper purple shade and really focusing this on my lower lash line. So I'm not taking this shade too low, but still making sure everything's blended out nicely. If you have any areas where you feel like you got a better blend, don't add more of like that deeper shade. I'm going in with the first transition shade that I have, tapping off the excess. I'm just going to lay this right on top, and that'll just help create, see, like an easier blend. You don't want to bring in too much of the deeper shade, otherwise it's going to start looking muddy. These special shades that Pat has are like more like toppers in my opinion. You can use them when they'll be a lot more pigmented, but for me, I like to use them on top of other eyeshadow colors and just use them to create like an extra dimension. So I'm gonna actually go ahead and use, where is it? This shade right here. It's just like a simple shimmer shade, and use my flat brush here and pat this on my lid. And this isn't like I'm not too crazy about this shade. I mean, it's a nice shade. It's a perfect like lid shade for this look. But is this anything revolutionary? No, but still really beautiful. And there's like pink like pearlescence to this, so that also kind of helps mesh in with this look. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and use this pink shade with the same flat brush. I'm gonna clean it off. Actually, no. A lot of these shades are better with your fingers. Now, this shade, although it looks like pink because it's flat here, when you put this on, it does actually kind of turn into like a more like, how do I show this? Like this shade with this angle right here. That's kind of what it looks like because of like how your eyelid's not flat. So I'm actually going to go ahead and use this first and kind of just put this all over my lid. Like this. Yeah, that's a gorgeous shade. Now I really want a lot of pop to my eye, and I really like to focus like my pop on like the center of my lid. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this eyeshadow. This one is like just a straight up like champagne-y shade, and it's just with champagne colored flecks. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my fingers. If you use this wet, it's gonna be even more pigmented, but I find that I love using my finger with this. I mean, look at it. Look at that. I'm just gonna dab this onto my lid. Oh my god, look. Oh, I hope the camera's doing this justice. I'm trying to blend out the edges a little bit. I know Pat McGrath actually really likes to use her fingers a lot. Even when she applies lipsticks, she actually prefers to use her fingers. So, you know, I've kind of mentioned this on my like social media, but sometimes your fingers are the best tools. I'm gonna go ahead and use that flat brush one more time and go into the like regular shimmer pink shade. I'm gonna use just the tip and put a little bit of this pink shade towards the center. I just want a little bit more color on my lower lash line. I think I want a little bit more depth and drama here. So I'm gonna go in with my e.l.f. like smaller crease brush in that deeper purple shade and just deepen the outer V. And using a smaller brush is just gonna help focus this in here. I'm just more applying it, and I'll use the shadow brush to diffuse this out. I'm not using the crease brush because I don't want to take the shadow out too far, but I'm just going to blend the edges. I want to really focus that deep shade in my crease. Time to line my eyes, and I have two favorite eyeliners. So for when I want like a defined eyeliner, I absolutely love the by Terra, I don't know how to say this, I'll just spell it Ligne Black Star eyeliner. This is like it's almost like a marker tip. It's not even like a felt tip where it can bend, so that's why I love it. It's a little bit more stiff, where it literally just feels like a marker, and I love it. And I really get really good precision with this one. And then for my more smudgy looks and then inside my waterline, I've just been using the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, and I just love how dark and black this is. And this is in the shade 10 Pitch Black. And it comes with like a smudgy tip. I don't really use it. I just use my AOA Studio, like this brush. It's the E148 brush. And that's just what I'll use to smudge it out. But these two are my favorites, and I'm gonna go ahead and use the by Terra one to create a nice wing. I did this eyeliner like pretty quick. It was really simple to use, and I really do love this one. Now time for lashes. My favorite lashes just currently, and the ones I absolutely love using more and more, are the Kiss lashes in Royal Silk. And I don't actually have the packaging because I bought a whole bunch, and then I took all the packaging off and cut them into like small containers just to add to my kit. So I just grabbed another set from there. But these I absolutely love. They're gorgeous, and like they're just the perfect amount of fullness, and they really, like, I can really vary them for more glam looks to more natural looks on most eye types. Check your local beauty supply store because they will have a much bigger selection, and that's honestly where I go to stock up my lashes. Now for lash glue, I absolutely love the Kiss Strip Lash Adhesive. This is the black one. But I have recently been liking using like a clear lash adhesive, and this is going to be surprising, but this is the AOA Studio Super Strip Lash Adhesive. This is $1. And depending on who I'm doing my makeup on, I will most of the time use this because of the grab and hold this has. Like, I have never had any issues with this one. But when it comes to my bridal clients and when I give them a little touch-up kit, I put one of these in there as well for touch-ups. And I haven't had any brides that said they actually need to use this, but they'll use this later on. They all tell me they love it, and I highly recommend this for a clear a clear lash adhesive. I'm gonna go ahead and put my mascara. Now my favorite mascara overall is from Lancome, and it's the Voluminous Lash. That one's just my ultimate favorite. But right now I'm just trying to deepen up my lashes to cover up any eyeshadow buildup I have on my lashes and to define my lower lashes. This one I like. It's not my favorite, but I'm just using it here because that's just what I have here. And I don't have any more of the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash one. I thought I had more, but apparently I don't. But that one is my favorite. You just get amazing definition, and it's beautiful. And it's easier to take off when I remove my makeup. I feel like lash or mascara that's really hard to take off at night really annoys me. But this is Lash Idol. It's fine. It's not bad. I like it, but it's just not my favorite. L'Oreal mascaras are like top tier, honestly. I don't think you need to spend a lot of money on mascara. I mean, I do want to try the Makeup by Mario one, that new one just came out. So you guys let me know if any of you have tried it because I am intrigued. I love Makeup by Mario products. I have quite a bit of them, but I have not tried that mascara because I just don't like to have a lot open, but you guys let me know. The glue looks tacky enough and my lashes are still pretty wet, but it's okay. We can just stick these on. And I just use a pair of tweezers just to get all these corners on. Look at that. It really changes up a look. Oops. Like, see, it's already so sticky. I kind of placed it wrong here. This really has fantastic hold, honestly. This is a fantastic lash glue, especially for $1. Like, it's amazing. I haven't tried very many other of like the AOA Studio lash glues, but this one is just amazing. Like, it's holding on. I've never had a pair of lashes fall off with this one. And that's all for the eyes. Okay, let's zoom back out and do the rest of my face. Now for a glow. I just like a more diffuse, like a glow from within, like candlelight is falling you type of glow. And I have talked about this product over and over again on my channel. And so sorry if you keep getting sick of me, but I can guarantee you will not be disappointed if you're looking for like a candlelit glow product. But this is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter in the shade 10, Be My Highlight. And I honestly haven't seen any more shades of this, so I don't know if any other shades exist, but this one is so beautiful. I'm just gonna use the other side of my Japanesque brush, kind of work it in there, and just start highlighting. This, I use this more like a finishing powder, so I think that's the trick. Instead of using it just like a highlight. I do have other highlighting products I love that I have, but I honestly just don't like it, so I'm not going to include it in this like favorites video. But look at that. It's not going to look greasy at all. It's just going to look like candlelight's following me around. If you're interested in Hourglass, and I love Hourglass products. I have one of the like the quad palettes. What are they called? I really do love their products, but they are at a higher price point. But this, I've just been using this nonstop recently for my like glowy looks, and it's just gorgeous. So I'm hitting up more of like the forward points of my face. It's like my chin, like under my eye right here. I'm just kind of sweeping it into my blush, my nose, forehead. And because I use this product to bring a glow, this makeup is gonna last a lot longer. So if you're looking for like glowy makeup that's gonna last a lot longer, try this out. I actually have a video on like summer makeup that's gonna last, so you can check that out. And I do use this product, so you can see like another bronzy look with this product. But for my favorite lip liners, like without a doubt, nothing even comes close to this, are the Maybelline Lifter Liners. I have 6 shades, so you know I love these, and I use these, like, these last. Okay, so first off, you put them on and you let them dry down. If you want to blend them in a little bit, you can add a little bit more and then blend it in, let that dry. These last amazingly. So the shades that I personally have are Let's Bounce. What is this? Peaking. It's kind of hard to see the shade names. Peaking, Cross the Line. It's like a deeper shade. I love that. Big Lift, which is my absolute favorite, and I probably will use that in a minute. On It, which is like the perfect cooler like 90s brown shade on me. So pretty. And then Player. Do I want to use this? No, I'm going to go ahead and put on Big Lift. The creaminess of this is unmatched because the amount of pigment this has, it's just, everything just glides on. It's just, it almost like covers. Like if you have marks and stuff around your lips, this is going to cover it up. So I feel like that's also stands out. Like it's so creamy and it has a lot of coverage. It's beautiful. Pat McGrath came out with like new lip liners. They're supposed to last like a really long time. I really want to try that, but I don't, my Sephora doesn't have them yet, or any Sephora, I don't think. So I'm just waiting. For my brown girls, try the shade out. I forgot to prep my lips. I actually had a lip balm on. This is $1. It's amazing. I haven't stopped using this ever since I found out about it, but this is the Lip Glaze Lip Butter Tint from AOA Studio. I just have the shade Candy right here, but I have, I think, most of their shades. They're literally $1, and I don't know what it, like, I think this is supposed to be a dupe of, like, their kind of version of the Rhode Lip Tint. Now, I haven't tried the Rhode Lip Tint, nor do I think I will try it ever. But this, it's like my lips just feel so soft when I use this, and it stays on. I have been using this at night and waking up with super soft lips. And the shades are nice. It has actually a little, like a good bit of pigment to it where you can wear this with a lip liner, and it looks put together. So this one I love, and it just stays. I love that this stays. It's so hard to find like a lip balm that actually stays on your lips, and this one does that. But first, lipsticks. These are the Essence, like, this is nude. Yeah, this is nude lipsticks. And I have almost all the shades, maybe all the shades right here. And I have backups of every single one of these because I absolutely love using this and using these on my clients. So I have a lot. Yeah, number 1, Freaky, number 5, Legendary, Lovable, Special, Crazy, Amazing, and Brave. I can do a separate video where I swatch these on my lips if you guys want to see that. But these, I think, are $3.99, $4.99 maybe at like on their website or at Ulta. But if you're buying a whole bunch of their products, just buy on their website because you can get much better discounts than Ulta will ever give you. But so freaking beautiful. They're so creamy, and it's just like these shades themselves, like these are all like all the nudes you could ever need for like a lot of different skin tones. Gorgeous. Yeah, it's not going to transfer. It's really nice. So yeah, this actually went through it and actually like got thrown around everywhere. But this is the shade Freaky. This one has like a more warm base to it. Even though it's a matte formula, it's super, super creamy. It just goes on so smooth. But I'm going to go back in with my lip liner and kind of blend those edges out because I don't want to take this lipstick too high. So pretty. Now for favorite lip gloss. This one was hard to pick. But for me, like a perfect lip gloss is going to have like medium-ish pigment, but I need it to have like a smoothing ability. Like I don't want to see the lines if I'm using the gloss, and I don't want it to be where it's so gloopy and thin where it's seeping into my mouth, you know? So that one was very hard to find. But Lawless comes the closest to that. Now, if this was just slightly more pigmented, this would be the holy grail. I would never buy another lipstick or lip gloss again. But I recently tried this in like one of the Sephora favorites bag, and I absolutely love it. I love this so much. And I also love that you're not getting a lot of product. It kind of looks like a lot of product on the applicator, and I just wiped it off, but this really is like a good amount to get everything nice and smooth. And this stays on for a really long time. I just love it when lip glosses do that because like as much as I love a lot of other shade ranges and other things with other brands, nothing lasts. Like I have found that I've reapplied my lip combo a couple times before even getting to a restaurant. Like just in the car, I'll reapply my lip combo like 2 or 3 times, which is kind of upsetting. But this stays, and I am going to be grabbing a lot more shades. Like I really want like a baby pink shade, but this one is in the shade Cherry Vanilla, and I'm just gonna actually just dab a little bit. No, it's okay. Let's see. I'm gonna focus this on like the outer edges. I think my lip liner is dry. I used just like a little bit, and it just like completely filled all the lines on my lips. And from someone that's severely like dehydrated, this is amazing because it makes me look like a human again. And it has like a cooling feeling. I don't know, I don't think this is supposed to be plumping or anything, but oh no, it says lip plumping line smoothing gloss. I don't know about plumping. I feel like it's really hard to find a product that's truly plumping, but this is just beautiful. I don't care if it plumps or not. This is gorgeous. Honestly, most plumping products don't really do it. It's just like Buxom and Too Faced, like the lip injections, those do it, but like, who cares when you have a lip gloss that's this good? This is a completed look. Yeah, I love my pink tones. This is so like summery, but like because it's vibrant, it's a lot more fun. I'm seeing more like of these like more bright, vibrant palettes like just coming out, and I'm really hoping it takes like makeup in a direction where people will just go all out with colors on their face. And I have been loving doing vibrant makeup looks. I do have a couple up on my channel, so if you want to check that out, they're there. But I absolutely love my pinks. So I literally got like my pink shirt here to go with this look. But I mean, what do you guys think? These are like my ultimate like current favorites right now. But I did pull out some, like if I think like, what is my favorite bronzer? These are the ones I just grabbed. And so like just as of right now, these are my top favorite products. Now I do have like a lot of other products I could absolutely recommend depending on each person. But for me, these are just the ones I've truly fallen in love with, and I definitely think are worth the money. So, I mean, you guys let me know what some of your favorite products are, and because I absolutely love trying new products out, especially like word of mouth. Like these, the Maybelline lifted liners was actually like, I was told from someone named Maria on my TikTok. She made me fall in love with these. And Maria, if you're watching this, I love you. I love these so much. And I love, it's like word of mouth is the best way to find the best product. And you know, on social media, it's so easy to see influencers that are getting paid for content and things like that. Especially like now when I see something new come out, someone's comparing the old version, suddenly it doesn't work for them. They hate it all of a sudden, like what? But anyways, this is just my tried and true, and I absolutely love. So if you guys have any favorites, please let me know. I just love finding hidden gems, especially if they're affordable. So you guys just let me know. But if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more of my face, you can follow me on my social media, and I'll upload there a lot more often. Sorry, I can't talk. I need to hydrate. And it's been a little bit sporadic, but it's there. I do upload a little different random content there as well, so you can follow me there if you want to see more of me. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.